All right, number 3, we want to know, does this arc semicircle represent a function? And yes, if you drew a vertical line anywhere on this graph, it would only hit once. So that means yes, it is a function. Then we want to determine the domain and range. So notice the endpoints do not have arrows, so they indicate that they do stop. So the leftmost point is this one, representing an x value of -1. And that closed circle means that we do, in fact, reach that value. So we're going to be putting this in brackets. So -1 is my left point. Going to the right side, it comes as far as the x value of 5. So your domain, -1 to 5. Range, we're going to go to the lowest and the highest. So the farthest down, or the lowest point, is at the same spot, on either end. And so this represents a y value of 6, and it comes up as high as 9. So 6 to 9 is going to be our range. Now, be careful. Don't just think domain and range have to do with the endpoints. Sometimes going left and right, you might see endpoints, but you also got to think about looking up and down. So this top point is not actually an endpoint, but it is the highest that we get. So that's what we get, 9. Some people only want to look at the endpoints and write those order pairs. So be careful not to do that. Okay, does this line represent a function? Again, if you drew vertical lines, it would only hit once. So yes. And then the domain and range. So as you can see, this goes all the way across the whole graph, left, and arrow indicates that it continues on either side. So your domain is going to be all real. The range, however, only stays at this one y value, which is 7. So if you count from the origin and count how many lines, that's a 7. So your range is only 7, and I think you want to put that in the curly brackets, indicating it is a set or just a list of numbers. If you don't do that, it will not count it correct.